in my mind, it's definitely an okay amount of knitting. Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. This is Lisa, and this is the channel LiseLight, where I share a lot of stuff about knitting and all the creative endeavors that I have going on. Today is a little bit of a different video. It's actually where I want to share with you how much I knit in an average week. And the way this came about was basically one of my friends asking me, so you look like you knit a lot. How much do you actually knit in a week? And I was like, I I don't know. I do know that I get quite a lot of knitting in pretty much every day. And I thought, like next week or this week we're going into, when I film this video, it's going to be Easter. It's going to be some days off. That's not an average week. So and I don't have a lot of plans, which means, and also maybe the weather's not going to be too great. That'll all have an influence on how much I knit. But this past week has been pretty much a standard average week. Some days I've had more time than others. And some days have just been really busy with a lot of stuff going on. So I thought it could be kind of fun to try to see how much I actually get done in about a week. And as usual, I have on an average I usually have three whips going on. So two like bigger ish projects, and then usually a pair of socks. And that's been the same thing for this week. So I've marked on all three of my projects where it was when I started. So I measured it Sunday to Sunday pretty much. And So the projects I'm working on is my garden pullover by Anke Strick in dark brown, and you're going to see some footage of me working on it. Then a pair of socks of the Petal, I think that's how you pronounce it, Petal Drop Socks by Florence Miller. And then the last project is also a Florence Miller t-shirt. It's called the Tombow Tee. And I put a little marker on. Will show you in the footage how far where I was when I started this little experiment. And then I'll show you the footage and talk you through a little bit what's going on along the way. And then I'll meet you at the end of the footage to just wrap up and show you how far I actually got in a week. So fun little experiment. You might want to do the same. Let me know in the comments if you do you know how much you. I mean, of course we know how much we knit, but I never sort of sat down and thought about how much it actually amounts to in an average week. I think it's interesting. So I thought it was a fun little experiment. Oh, and also two things. First of all, if you want to subscribe to the channel, I so much appreciate you. I do anyways. I love that you are interested in watching my videos. I can see a lot of you are subscribed, some of you are not. If you want to subscribe, it really helps the channel out. So I really appreciate that. So that's thing number one out of the way. And then thing number two, I decided to add a little bit of footage in the video of me on my daily commute back and forth to my workplace. I live in Copenhagen, sort of north, well, not north, but in an area, it's still central Copenhagen, but it's not in the smack in the middle of like the center of the city, but that's where my office is, where I work. I'm an independent consultant, and I go by bike every day to work. Unless it's really, really bad weather, then I'll take the bus, but I'd rather not. I'd rather take my bike. And we've had the most beautiful spring weather the last couple of weeks in Denmark. And I thought I wanted to take you along on a little bike ride. So expect to see that footage in the middle of the video. Also, let me know if you're interested in more of that stuff. I have some thoughts about videos a little more with maybe unexpected knowledge about Denmark, maybe. I don't know if you would be interested in any of that. I do have the 2 videos I've done already about all the yarn stores in Copenhagen, and also how you plan the best trip to Copenhagen. But I thought maybe there's some unexpected facts that if you're not visiting a Dane, you might wonder why people do things this way or that way, and maybe I could give you a little bit of context. But let me know in the comments if that would be of any interest to you. So, without further ado, let's jump into the footage. And I apologize in advance. It's definitely not beautiful art pieces because the lighting isn't too good, and it's sort of handheld and shaky and so forth. I definitely need to work on my skills if I want to do more like project style. So I hope you will bear with me, and then I'll meet you at the end of the video. right, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little piece of footage and the little bike ride in Copenhagen in springtime. It's definitely a trip that I enjoy so much because it's even though it's kind of crowded on the bike paths, which sounds crazy when you think about it. But it's just a lovely way of unwinding and just getting a little bit of exercise in at the same time, and just working up a little bit of a sweat, getting a little bit of exercise, as I said, and also clearing my head after sometimes a long day at the office with a lot of interesting stuff going on. It's really nice to get some air in your brain and move a little bit. So I actually really enjoy that ride. So what I'm going to show you with you now is so where I'm at with the different pieces. So let's start with the garden pullover. As you saw, I was doing a block of it because I suddenly was worried about the sleeve length. So I worked the body, did the Italian bind off as you saw also, and then at the moment after the blocking and after it dried, I'm at the sleeve, so I'm actually doing the ribbing on the one sleeve, and so I still need another sleeve. So where I started was here. You can see the white marker on in the middle of this pullover. So I knit from the middle of it all the way down, and then a whole sleeve. That's what I managed to do in a week. And you know, if I didn't, oops, I'm dropping stitches. That's not good. I think we're fine. And if I didn't block it, I might have been able to finish it, but I just felt like blocking like mid project is something I never did beforehand, never ever. And now I really like in a case like this where I know it's going to relax. It's definitely, I mean, you could see on the measurements, it definitely grew both lengthwise and in the width. And that was exactly what I was thinking, that the shoulders they're supposed to be drop shoulders, and before blocking, it almost looked like they weren't. And so I was afraid. I think my worst fear is to have the sleeves being too short, but it also is kind of silly to have them like cover your hands completely, because I wanted to have a comfortable, I want them long, but I definitely do not want them like crazy long. So I'm happy I did this. I think I'll be happy with that in the end. The sleeve was kind of fast because you do some increases or decreases. I always get it wrong. You do some decreases, and then you don't really have that much. It's quite a narrow sleeve. This is unblocked, but still, I mean, it's not a huge wide sleeve, so it's quite fast. So very happy with the progress on that one. I mean, I will definitely be able to finish that up in not too long. It's not going to be something that's going to drag out forever. So that's pretty cool. And then let's do the sock. There's one sock finished. You can see my marker was here. I had when I started last Sunday, I had done the leg, the heel, and then starting on the foot. These I well, the first part of it I knit, I think, on a train, because sometimes if I'm on the train, I'll bring little projects like this. And this is my traditional office knit. If you haven't seen any of my podcast episodes, you'll probably wonder what the heck is an office knit. But that is a knit that usually lives next to my computer at my workplace, in my office. So whenever I need a break, whenever I'm waiting for something to download, or just the sort of awkward 5-10 minutes before a meeting where I'm not going to start a big project, I'm not going to, you know, I've finished up whatever I was doing, I might just sit and knit a little bit and just like calm my mind before I'm going to concentrate on something important. So this is definitely something that works out for me. So I did the sock. It's going to be for my daughter. So a whole finished sock. I haven't cast on the second sock, but that's fine. Nice, nice little project. Just a very relaxing knit. So that's been cool. And then while for quite a few days, I didn't work at all on my Tombow tee. This is difficult to show you at the moment, but I'm working on the body. I haven't connected under the sleeves or split off of the sleeves yet. I'm still working on the yoke. And what happened was I did do a little bit of progress in the beginning of the week. And then, as you can see on the footage, I didn't show much of it for quite a few days because I didn't work on it at all. I worked on the sweater. And then when the pullover was drying after I blocked it, I've been really concentrating on this one. So let me see, um, where's my stitch marker? Where did I put it? Let me see. Oh, here it is. This is where I was at. So not very far. You could see in the front is like I had barely pulled it all together. Did a little bit of the increases here at the arm, and then I've knit from this to down here, where I do increases both for the sleeves and the front and the back at the same time. It's working up nicely with the stripes. So I've done what, 11 stripes since since I started last Sunday. So to be expected, not a lot of progress, but it seems to be going fast now because um, I use this fish thingy to keep track of my increases. So I have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of increases before I cast off or put stitches on hold for the sleeves and cast on under the sleeve. So it's working up nicely. So I figure when I get to that point, it's just going to be no increases, no anything, just remembering the stripes. So, and it is fun to do stripes. I can't remember knitting anything in stripes, which is actually interesting. I don't think I've done that before, and it is true that you get excited about get another stripe. So so that's cool. So that's my progress in a week. Let me know in the comments. Is what is it to you? Is it a lot? Is it a little? Um, I think it's a decent amount, and again, it's definitely not a competition. In my mind, it's definitely an okay amount of knitting, and it is, I think, pretty average and standard for me. But it also depends on the situation you're in, your lifestyle, and whatever else is going on in your life. I don't have small kids. I live alone well, actually, I live with my youngest daughter who's in high school, and so it means much less responsibility for like commuting back and forth with my kids, driving them to sports and all this stuff. I mean, she gets around by herself. So I think it's definitely that has to do with how much time you have to knit, or you can set aside for knitting. So for me, it's a relaxation. This project has also kind of, I think, given me an insight into. I've talked about this before. I don't work very well with too many whips going on at the same time. I put a maximum in for myself of around 3. The only exception is if I suddenly get the urge to do a quick, small project that I can cast on and get done in 2, 3 days. So it could be a hat or scarf or something like that, like smaller mittens or something like that. That's fine. I can do that. And then the others can rest in the meantime. But and it's so interesting because I see a lot of the other channels I watch here on YouTube, and I see your comments. A lot of people thrive with a bunch of stuff on the needles because you can sort of move toward whatever you feel for at the moment. So I get that idea, but I just realized why it doesn't work for me. I think because, first of all, I mean, everything I knit because I want to either wear it or gift it. And for me, when I put, for example, putting this down, it took a little bit of encouragement by myself to pick it up again, because I was like, oh, where were I? Where was I? Where? Oh man, I was doing what increases and how many, and need to go back and study the pattern and pick up where I left it, and it just seems to be slower than it does to just do all the increases and get to the point. So it, for me, that's motivating. And I think that's what it's all about. It's about what motivates you. And I believe for some people, it's more motivating to not, because it should never feel like an obligation, that you can just move between different whips. For me, it just becomes this feeling of an endless project. And I would be scared if I put this, like the garden pullover, um, because it is a little boring to do the sleeves. And now I know I need to pick up for the second sleeve. Picking up the stitches is definitely not my favorite thing, probably not anybody's favorite thing, I believe. And of course, that is a little bit boring. But then on the other hand, if I put it down now and didn't work on it for a long time, I know that I would end up really putting off getting it finished, because then I need to go back and remember and the pattern isn't difficult. It's quite easy to remember. And now that I'm working on it, it's so easy. It's like it just, I can read it. I can even fix mistakes as I go. I can just, it's easy. It's just fast. I mean, this sleeve just flew by. So I know I can do the other sleeve fairly fast without sort of breaking a sweat and without concentrating too hard. And I'd rather do that and have it finished so I can use it. It doesn't bring me joy to watch it staring at me from a basket in the corner for weeks and weeks on end. I would kind of lose um, the wish to even finish it. But I just realized that's how I work. Whereas I totally get that you could definitely see it the complete opposite and say, this gets so boring, I need to work on something else. So yeah, and then it helps. I have some interesting projects coming up. I'll talk about that in my next podcast episode. I hope to have this done when I get back to you there. This will, I think, most likely be finished when I do that episode. We'll see how far I'm at on this. This is 3 millimeter needles, so the body might take a while. I know sometimes it surprises me how much time that actually takes. The sleeves are going to be fast, but the body is definitely going to be. I'm going to be there for a little bit, and then also the ribbing at the neckline is on very small needles. I think it's supposed to be 2.5. I might go down to 2.25, simply because I don't. Well, maybe I do. I'm not sure if I have. Well, I do have 2.5 on like the shorter ones, but shorter needles, I don't know if I have for the body. I need to check that out. And if I don't, I might just go with 2.25, because those are my sock needles, and so I could definitely do that one way or the other. So we'll figure that out. But I know that's going to take a little more time to do that, because it's smaller needles. So which is fine, no problem. So yeah, that's how much I got done in a week. But let me know. Have you ever done this experiment? Do you want to try to document it? It's. I thought it was actually interesting to see. I don't think I knit more just because I was doing this. I was being realistic about it. Had a couple of days where I hardly got any knitting done. I usually get just a couple of little rows in here and there, but definitely not the same amount each day. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this little video that's a little bit different. Let me know your thoughts. Please subscribe if you aren't already. I really enjoy also watching, reading all your comments. I love it. And yeah, definitely interested in growing this channel. I love this community. I've said it before, but I really do. I think we need stuff like this at the moment. It's a little bit of a scary world. So for me, spending time with you guys, spending time on a hobby that I love. I find that so joyful. So thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you celebrate Easter, I hope that you have a wonderful time with that. If you don't celebrate Easter, I hope at least you get a couple of days off. So yeah, that's it. Take care. I'll see you.